Bangladesh export to Korea RMG is growing every year. Roughly here's trend. Potential RMG, can you see every year they are increased very much. And then 2022, 40% to 7% increased. However, market share, can you see? Market share still below, around 5%, very low. Because your competing country is China, Vietnam, and Indonesia. They have a FTA already. How many FTA? Can you see one say? Vietnam, 3 FTA. Bilateral FTA, Korea ASEAN FTA, and RCEP. Indonesia same. China 2. China also same. China also RCEP member. Can you see? So they are enjoying their duty-free market access, but Bangladesh no. That's why Bangladesh, if bilateral EPA is reached, Bangladesh has a big potential to export RMG goods to Korea. Investments. Actually, the first quarter of last year, this fiscal year, how much percentage of the FDI is 71% is decreased. Even the amount of FTA, can you see the 80% is reinvestment? Only greenfield investment, only 20%. It means that not coming FDI from abroad. There are several regions. There are many regions. Very simple. First one, every country offers similar incentives. So Bangladesh is not more attractive, actually same condition. Number two, this is very basic environment. Visa issues. Visa renewal is for the problem. One Bangladesh, the visa bureau at the immigration office, they are issuing only 3 months, 4 months visa. So every 3 or 4 months, they have to visit again. That kind of hassle making foreign investors too difficult to live here. So this is a very serious problem. Customs clearance. Now this morning I news report. Now Chittagong Court is congestions, and then but the delay of the clearance making cost much higher. So this kind of also the regional tariff and tax policy. This is even the South Asia, Bangladesh highest tariff, highest customs duty. Even Nepal, I was former ambassador to Nepal. Nepal is a landlocked country. However, imported good price much lower than Bangladesh. Actually, it's the 100 here. The Nepal is 60 or 65%. So this is very, very, I cannot understand sometimes. And then it's talking actual implementation on the ground. Tackling corruption is very, very important. Also, FDI require comfortable living condition in host country because actually very simple. Koreans they like to enjoy, even they are very much they like to drinking alcohol. Many times, even after playing golf, they normally have their drinking alcohol. So, can you say if you go to another country, if that kind of enjoying alcohol is not possible, how they feel that? So this is one example. Also, as I said earlier, the former president of OCAP. So please ask domestic companies whether foreign company will not or not, because the domestic businessmen most well know what is now current business environment in Bangladesh. So also another is that Bangladesh is now as you know, not much integrated with international finance market. You know, the Korea and Japan or Western countries, private companies, basically they don't have money. If they decide to foreign investment, they need to borrow from the bank. So what is important? Interest rate is very, very important. As you know, that's why, but the mobilizing of money from domestic bank in Bangladesh is impossible because the interest rate more than 10%. However, international market also very, very high interest. So if then the credit rating, international credit rating very, very important. But Bangladesh credit rating now, BA, B2, B plus, is just very highest lower in the country. So cost is very high. But sometimes Bangladesh companies sometimes asking me why Korean companies they're making investment because one of the reason is that this one. But China or Middle East country they do not much closely related to international financial market. So Bangladesh they need to making investment to this country, China or you know Middle East country very very important. So I hope that Bangladesh will get more investment from these countries. So this is a potential item for the cooperation. So Korea, as I said earlier, Korean small and medium companies, they do not match the money. But they have a very excellent technology. While Bangladesh companies have a capital and willingness to start businesses. So joint venture combined with capital and technology will be flourished in mutually beneficial way. I hope that this kind of the infrastructure development. So can you see the condition of Korean EDCF, Economic Development Cooperation Fund, condition, interest rate 0.01, and the 40 years maturity, very long size. So now 2027, the total size of EDCF has to be increased to $3 billion. So this is based on the news reports, but this is not correct. 100% not correct. So I saw it in the newspaper. And PPP, I am saying that, as you know, there are when we are built the mega project, there are four ways to mobilize money. First one, national budget. Second one is that multilateral, World Bank or IMF or the World ADB or AIB. Thirdly is the concessional loan from each country, the Korea or Japan. Lastly is the PPP. As you know, we cannot mobilize all the money from the bank, but PPP means that private company they can mobilize their own money and then build mega projects. So in Korea now they are now discussing the Mirsharai water supply project under the PPA mechanism. So also I'm saying that this is very important. Why Korean company is very, very important and big advantage. First one, Korean companies guarantee quality of the projects, regardless of road, bridge, railway, and etc. Number two, Korean companies do not bring in Korean workers and therefore contribute to creation of jobs. Thirdly, Korean companies do not delay any project intentionally or inflate the cost of the projects deliberately and focusing on timely completion. Yesterday, news report said due to the delay of the cost, the infrastructure cost is now increasing. Last slide. Can you see it? So this is number which Bangladesh migrant workers went to Korea under employment permit system. However, I was former ambassador to Nepal. Nepali is very, very excellent in speaking Korean language, but Bangladesh is much lower. And then, so frequent change of making places has some problem. So these two areas, there is improved. The number will be sharply increased. Or also, Korean government is fully committed to supporting technical vocational education and training in Bangladesh. So we are supporting now three technical center. One is the Midifuru, Korea Bangladesh Technical Training Center. Another is the Chittagong, another is Kula. So three area Korean the KOICA Korean Development Agency now supporting. Also, they are trying to developing the projects to strengthening the capacity of Bangladesh training technical training centers. So if more skillful workers go abroad, remittance will go up. So require strengthening the capacity of vocational training centers. So as I said earlier, Korean KOICA now is developing some projects. So what is this is the last slide. Korea is the first country in the world to become donor nation from ODA recipient country. Korea could have built today's economy with the support and assistance of the international community. Korea is willing to share development experience with other developing countries. Korea is not India, China, or United States. We do not have a strategic interest to pursue. So therefore, both countries can further develop the relations in mutually beneficial way. So last wording I would like to emphasize is that collaboration in the energy sector has been driving force in developing bilateral relations over the last 50 years. So bilateral EPA or FTA could be next motor engine for taking bilateral relations to one more step further in next 50 years. Thank you for your attention. Thank you. Pharmaceutical sector much affected. It means that the new drug, you have to also pay the patent fee, so price will go up. Thirdly, after graduation of LDC, probably the WTO require all the member countries to eliminate subsidy, especially the RMG sector. Now, the 2 or 3% of the subsidy or benefit is now being given, but that kind of subsidy should be removed. Finally, so now Bangladesh is enjoying the concessional loan from other countries or world financial institutions, but after graduation, that the interest rate much more based market interest rate. So this is what kind of the happening after graduation of the and technologies where foreign companies can make substantial contributions. Number 2, no more growth from the domestic industry protection. High tariff on the manufacturing sector, because trading is very simple, no difficult to learn, but in the manufacturing sector, a lot of the work require, for example, buying land, the established factory, hire workers, manage the working relations, and then getting order, and then making good and export and sale. This whole process is very, very difficult area. But Bangladesh company, very simple. They are trying to focus on the trading. Was done. With Japan, 2 rounds of negotiation was held. Now, my third round generation now, as far as I know, now being held now in Tokyo. Long way to go. So in Korea also, we are very engaged many FTAs. So we needed to our focusing what country is more priority in our move forward. So I'm asked him to, it's better to have the first round of negotiation in a soon time. So I hope that this kind of bilateral FTA will be start soon. The loss of origin, culmination. Culmination means that if here, very simple, the raw material imported from Bangladesh and Korea is considered as originating. If then they will try to facilitate more use of the raw material imported from this country. So this is a so-called culmination clause of the loss of origin. So I hope that if the FTA reached the Bangladesh and Korea will try to import more raw material or intermediate good from each countries. So also the shortening time of negotiation. If the FTA negotiation started, it will take time at least 2 years. That is the average. But I think that Bangladesh, as you know, is going to graduate from LD status in November next year. So I hope that any negotiation of FTA in Bangladesh have some progress. So also this is very good. Nowadays in Japan, I imagine that Japanese very cautious. When they are look at the text of each FTA, they trying to spend a lot of time to agree that only the text, but too much time was given. So I hope that the kind of text negotiation should be shortened, and then any both sides they needed to focusing on important issues. That is mainly three: trade, market liberalization of good investment and service sectors. This is the most important. So now another two way. You know, Bangladesh has reached the labor forces. So when in some sectors, Bangladesh is asking other countries to open the movement of professionals. For example, now you know, so Bangladesh now is now nursing school. There's many established recently. So after a few years later, Bangladesh will face oversupply of nurses. So Bangladesh have to export nurses to other country. So through the FTA, you can ask other country to open the movement of professionals, including nurses or give takers. Chapter, and then through that chapter, you can discuss how to both countries will technical transfer. So this is one way. Lastly, I'd like to say that in Korea, we have many experience to reaching FTA. When we are discussing FTA with the United States in 2006, 2008, many agriculture sector, many Korean patient farmers, they are very worried about, because America, United States, very strong country in agriculture sector, especially beef export. So our farmers, they are strongly demonstration against the reaching FTA with America. So it means that some sector is gain the benefit, but other sector lose the pain, the suffering from the FTA. So this is a very important. As I'm saying, getting FTA sometimes accompanies some pains, because it benefit will to reach FTA with America. So this is a very important point. So then now is waiting for final decision of a constitutional court of whether the impeachment was correct or wrong. So even though the problem is that, as you know, the Donald Trump administration of America came in. So as you know, they announced many tariff war against many countries. Korea also very affected from that kind of tariff war. So we are one of a big country will be affected from the American the initiative for starting the tariff war, especially the semiconductor, battery, or AI. Our the very advanced technology, many affected. However, Bangladesh now is as you know, the interim of now here. Whenever I with businessmen, what they are saying that their big problem is that the businessmen, they are trying to hold investment. They are now thinking about the waiting and see stance, taking waiting and see stance. So can you see data? Now economically, private investments, private consumption increase is very slow down. So this kind of the, the shrinking of the private investment and private consumption will making Bangladesh economic growth less. So anyway, as you know, political stability and political uncertainty is making problem for both countries. We need to clear the political matters. That is my answer. Thank you. Telling that Bangladesh is not the good, not potential the country for investment. But problem is that still you need to much further room to improvement. So this is my answer. So that's why I'm saying there are several issues. What kind of the requirement of the environment. So as you know, I'm saying that the businessmen they well know how improve the environment to attract foreign investment. So you're not just asking foreigners or foreign investors, but you asking your domestic companies how to promote. They know well know. So this is my answer. So that's why, but as you know, there are three sources of foreign reserve. One is the export. Now it's maybe RMG sector, maybe now it's a 5% of the increase of export. Number two, remittance. Remittance is last year, as I buy, $27 billion remittance came in. However, now is what is happening is that the number of going abroad of the Bangladeshi workers now declined. Last year, 13% of decline. Also, due to political upheaval, the Hundi system, informal channel, some broke down, but now it's now recovering. It means that the remittance is also will grow, but its margin is very not much grow. So lastly, that's why foreign investment very, very important because the Bangladesh need to, as I said earlier, growth based on quality economic growth. So it means that technology, knowledge, this kind of the area can be fit in by the foreign investors. So I'm saying that Bangladesh needs to more focus on how to increase the long-term economic growth by the more attractive foreign investments. Number two, regarding our workers. So as you know, you mentioned last year quota is 11,000. But however, first one is that Korea economic situation also is not good. So last year, actually, not only Bangladesh, but also all the country, now 17 countries, now sending their workers to Korea on the EPS. All the country quotas cannot fit in. Also, number two, as I said earlier, Korean language problem. So nowadays, in Korea, very strong law introduced. If during the industrial accident is happen, owner or owners or the CEO will be punished by the law. So they are trying to introduce more the Korean language, high the proficiency. So the language, the proficiency is very, very important now. And then suddenly, that actually, I'm saying I was former ambassador to Nepal. Nepali, they are very much loyal to company. If they enter the one factory, they do not leave. They keep their factory more than 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. But Bangladesh workers, they go to Korea, they try to change it. So if owners of factory, they spend a lot of money to induce foreigners. If they change the factory, owners, they lose the money. So this is another point. So also culture also, I'm sorry to tell you, still Koreans dominated Christian, many Christian or Catholic based the society. But as you know, what is happening, do you understand? So this is the real situation. So that's why I also we are here. Our agency, the implementing the the EPS operation is run by our HLD Korea. HLD Korea is many making various efforts to improve the image and also to increase the Korean language skill. Now, as you know, our supporting the technical, the vocational training is not only public, also private sector. So our, as you know, one of the example is that the our the shipbuilding industry, shipyard, they are very shortage. They are now suffering from the shortage of workers in Korea. So now we are trying to very many foreign workers in the shipyard sector. So private sector they already making the learning the technical center to teaching welder and mechanics to in order to send them to Korea. So this is a private sector, and then you mentioned three major the technical center. I found I few times I visited there. I found the three one is that each course the only the instructor is one. So the number of instructor is too small. Number two, even the instructor, their technical level for teaching is lack short. Certainly, the technical, the teaching method or teaching facilities, teaching equipment also is needed to be improved. So we know that that kind of what is the problem of each training center. So we are our Quaker project. We cannot the implementing many projects, all the training center. Bangladesh I spy more than 1100. No, no, I'm sorry, 110. The 110 technical center. So, but this number is good. But problem is that quality of education is needed to improve. Thank you.
Excellency, we got the proper
elaborate description on prospect, pros and cons, and on trade and commerce between the two countries. We heard from him the obstacles against investment, potential areas of cooperation, collaboration in infrastructure projects, and most important thing he has mentioned in this slide, collaboration in language or migration work. That's very interesting. We have with us our members from the WOCAP, Farid Hussein, one of our senior member and the former president of this organization. We have Parveen F. Chaudhary, working for NSK and APTN. Alimdan Gorjon from APTN. Naimul Haq from Xinhua. Kudus Aprad, Bhanuranjan Chakraborty, Shihab Suman, Kamran Reza Chaudhary, Azizur Rahman Ripon, Mr. Anisur Rahman, Mahmoud Hussain Opu, Sukumar Sarkar, and Rashid Chaudhary. Any question you come across, you can ask Mr. Ambassador for it.
So my question is, I have seen that you mentioned about the brand name of anything like footwear or anything. So in Bangladesh, we have noticed for last few years, many of the food companies have been established and they're exporting these footwears to the Japan and other countries. But then,
So, as you know, I'm saying, as I said earlier, in RMG sector, I've said that Korea is failed to develop our brand name. So you mentioned the food. So I don't have any clear answer, but let me say that you need to develop your domestic market. So many people saying sure number, just the number of population indicates the big market, but I don't think so, because if you if your manufacturing produce good quality of R&D good, but you do not wearing, if there is not big market, so food market is simple. Big leading company, they are needed to promote their, the brand name, and then based on domestic market. If you have a more competition in domestic market, the making good for the better, and then you can go to outside. So many people saying that you just making simple production of good cannot go to the good export. So in Korea, in case many our goods before the going abroad, they can test it in Korean market, and then their fierce competition is being made. So I think that if any company, domestic company, can develop their own brand name and then more than occupy more than 30 or 40% of market share in Bangladesh, if then they have the, their good quality is improved, if then maybe they can go to abroad, and then the, their name, brand name will be make more well known.
Just a small supplementary with this one. Like, can they borrow the money from the Korean Development Fund?
No.
Oh, no, this is not
So
the
it's
system.
that this is a just discussion of Korean Action Bank and ERD. So if you need to any the kind of fund, you need to consult with the ERD, External Relations Division. So this is better idea. But mostly the EDSA fund will go to the infrastructure development, the highway or the MRT. Now it's the MRT main discussions, or the water supply or sewage, that kind of the area for mainly the area where the EDSF fund will be mobilized. Thank you. But I hope that the early habit is better. As I said earlier, Bangladesh needed to open the market because the protection not anymore longer. So high tariff is making Bangladesh company to enjoy their domestic gain, domestic, how can I say, monopoly. But this is not good idea for Bangladesh. Bangladesh people has the freedom to enjoy affordable, good quality of imported good. However, imported good making very expensive. Only rich people only can enjoy. So this is a very the consumer benefit welfare, consumer welfare very important. So I hope that the Bangladesh can shorten the negotiation FTA with other countries. Number two, oil and gas. As you know, the one their big success in Myanmar offshore gas exploration. POSCO also they're trying to one sector the gain, but they are give up. So oil and gas is even the last December the bidding for oil offshore oil gas exploration has been deadline. But however, can you see no international company came? Very simple. The bidding condition is not attractive. So without any improving the bidding condition, the foreign companies cannot come in. Also now it's solar. Now Minister of Energy also they are trying to open bidding for the solar panel project. But electricity tariff is very low. Now it's 7.9 for kilowatts. This too low. I don't think so. Foreign company can have an interest that open bidding. So very simple. So oil refinery. Also, I was reading recently the second oil refinery is trying to be established in Chittagong area. But also this is because the Bangladesh is not oil producing country. So that's why it is not easy. Very simple in Korea. Korea strategy is very simple. Korea importing oil from abroad, and then after refinery, you export a lot of the fuel to other country. So this is a simple strategy, but I don't know, now it's the oil sector. Korea is never the, as far as I know, Korea never participates in any oil refinery factory overseas. So in this area, I don't have any idea. Thank you.
SEPA in your CEPA, another initiative in your presentation. Yeah. Yeah. So one is RCP, RCP, another is SEPA. SEPA, so far we understand Indian initiative.
I'm saying that SEPA, EPA, FTA, all the same meaning. So yeah. So India using SEPA.
Yes, right.
So Japan is using EPA.
Yes.
Korea using the FTA.
Yes.
So
and RCP.
RCP is a regional.
Right. So
yes.
Do you think that India's reason for not joining RCP is more political than the?
No, it's very simple. They are worried if they join the RCEP, the deficit, trade deficit with China will increase. I think that there is main reason.
And my last point is that following Mr. Trump's US pass policy, whether you see some opportunities for Bangladesh for factory relocation from South Korea to Bangladesh.
Can you repeat, please understand?
I mean, Mr. Trump's US pass policy, whether you see any opportunity for Bangladesh, that some Korean factories.
So many people now, not only the Korea, China, US trade war, somebody saying that many companies that are out of China, because China itself, the cost is now, went up, cost very sharply went up. So they wish to go out of China and then go abroad. So even the Chinese, the RMG companies now coming Bangladesh, there is one of the reason is that possible trade war between China and the United States. So I think that some sectors, especially RMG sector, is very promising here to attract the foreign investment.
Would you like to talk about some additional efforts that Bangladesh should make to accelerate its exports to Korea?
So that's FTA, FTA making the additional opportunity for both countries to increase. As I said earlier, due to the FTA negotiation, maybe tariff will be lowered. If the price is more cheaper than the Bangladesh good, then other country, if then Bangladesh export Korea will be increased. So FTA is one of the big way to substantially increase bilateral trade and investment.
Thank you.
Maybe the political turmoil in Korea will little bit affect to our company's overseas activity. But this is, I'm not saying in depth, but in Korea very well making system for private sector to how to operate in overseas. So that's why I do not believe that much of the effect there will be much effects due to the Korean domestic political turmoil. Thank you. So at this moment, I'm very difficult to answer in concrete way, but in lovely, we are running some scholarship program for university and university the scholarship program. Also, nowadays, the cultural activity is very vibrant. So in Bangladesh K family, there is some very big fan for the enjoying Korean K culture. So the number is 60,000. So BK the Bangladesh K family is one of a way to interacting the cultural exchange. Also in few university, Dhaka University, independent university, also AIUB, they are learning Korean language program. So also this is another opportunity for the cultural exchange. So also in Korean embassy annually we are the learning some Korean culture events in this year. So through that kind of the program, I hope that cultural exchange and people to people contact will be increased. Thank you.
And I also know that in your country, corruption again is a concern. So far, I know you have sent some past presidents to jail. So how you deal with corruption, and how when you uh, developed your economy, how was the journey, and how Bangladesh can learn from your practice in tackling corruption?
As you know, every country has no exemption for corruption. Even America, United States also very high. Korea is the same, still very high. And then, so if we any found in corruption in our high-ranking officer, even including presidents, they have to go to jail. There is the already establishment. Still, there are many problems. So one of the examples is that 2016, Korean government introduced very powerful the acts to punish anyone who are involved in corruption. But still, there are many corruption is going on. Bangladesh also, not only Bangladesh, also other countries same. But so recently, the Transparency International, the corruption index, Bangladesh is now 151. 2 years ago, 149. So two step is the downgraded. So it means that I don't know, but still we need to more transparency. Very simple. This governance, transparency, accountability. The tackling corruption, that kind of wording is indicates how to the society is become more clear and more free of the corruption. So I don't have any specific answer or the solution, but I hope that I believe that Bangladesh will have a good opportunity to enhance this kind of the governance, because now interim government may emphasizing that the transparency and accountability. I think that that kind of effort will bear the fruit. So taking this opportunity, I'd like to lastly, it's coming November, coming April 9, 7 to 10th, investment summit will take place in Dhaka. So I'm sending Korean investors, Korean companies trying to visit here and then participate. I hope that this investment summit will become good opportunity for Bangladesh government to showcase your potential to other countries, the companies and potential investors. Thank you.
Our members and members of the press from Dhaka, and special thank to Ambassador Park for being with us and giving us a very precious time from his schedule. And I can only remember that Bangladesh is one of the largest RMG exporters now in the world. But the very foundation of garment industry was set up with the Korean support. And I maybe in 1980s, and with the Desh garments being set up with technical and financial support from Korean investors. But Mr. Ambassador, whether we can find any way or avenue for exchange of knowledge among the media persons between these countries. Uh, I don't know whether there has been any options earlier. Bangladesh and Korea could force unity among the journalists between these countries. We can see this option, if possible, from your side. And I will hope, as a conscious citizen, uh, Mr. Ambassador of South Korea will always be supportive to journalists who are being repressed across the world, including many in Bangladesh. And I must thank Mr. Lee Namso, who is with us, for your kind cooperation to make this event happen. And also, I must thank Mr. Monirul Islam Rana, who has made a tremendous effort to arrange this venue and decoration of this venue with a beautiful banner.
Mr. Ambassador, thank you very much. My name is Kamran Reza Chaudhary. I represent an American media about the problems such as corruption, lip service of Bangladesh's opportunities, visa specific question, and also you have raised that Bangladesh should focus more on investment from business climate in Bangladesh first, and you are suggesting that Bangladesh should be looking at China and Middle Eastern countries as their
Dhaka Club authorities and president for giving us the opportunity to host this session here. Thank you very much. সবাই ভালো থাকবেন. Let's have some refreshment over there and we
technology in footwear and the garments, but Korea is failed